Alright, just getting this set up, sharing the stream a couple times, and then I'll get going here in Wisconsin. Alright. Let's get this going. Just sent out some posts so that hopefully some people will join in. I don't know if anyone has used this new electric pack, but it is weird. Sorry, my laptop is really slow right now. There we go. Just getting that pulled up so I can have my comment section up and respond to any questions that might come in. There we go. JC. What's the mod name of the orange truck in the back? On the back left, that is the Titan Behemoth 813 from Zidon. Sorry, I just got my comment section up there so we can see that. But yeah, this is the new version. Zidon updated his mod of the Behemoth that only had one version. It was more traditional Russian truck with a flatbed and whatnot. But this is a straight up truck trial version of it that is much faster, and it's more of a pure scout almost in a way. It's like an oversized scout. But it has no options to change the bed or anything. It's simply what you see is what you get, but it's a lot more fun than the traditional version. I mean, the other version's awesome itself if you want to do some missions and whatnot, but this different version of it is a good, unique version to have. But I wanted to start out with this GGMS Hummer. It is an electric conversion mod pack, so it makes electric vehicles. It makes it silent, which is very weird. Get away from the other vehicles that are running so you can hear it, or almost not hear it in a way. But having a modded version of the Hummer H2 is definitely welcome. Yeah, I'll take that the truck trial version of the Behemoth 813 out after this. I'm just gonna drive this around for a minute. I haven't really had a second to try this out extensively to see how it does off-road. But the electric conversion kit it makes it so much quicker with the acceleration. And it only has the option for this size tire on it, but it's fun. It just sounds so weird to drive. Hey Jack Robertson, thanks for joining in the stream. Charles Carroll, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Yeah, the Tuz truck pack. I really did not expect to like the Tuz truck pack when I first looked at it, but once I opened it up in game, it's actually a really cool pack to have. And I like that there's the 3 different versions. Gives you a different, feel for whatever you want to go for. The short 4x4 version, the short wheelbase 4x4 version is probably my favorite, as just like a nice pure scout. But the 6x6 is actually a really, really capable truck. Like, it can handle itself pretty well. Oh, sorry, excuse me, just burped in the mic. Yeah, loving these Wisconsin maps so far. Oh my goodness. Hey to Boss43, thanks for joining the stream, bud. Hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. I'm gonna hit the bowl here real quick. Yeah, one of the cool features with this electric conversion kit is the blue lights. It's a nice little touch that makes it kind of unique. Big fan of the window decals. That's a nice little touch. New cosmetic change. But yeah, this electric conversion kit has like 4 or 5 different trucks. Turns them into an electric version of it, so it just hisses. It doesn't make like an engine sound, which is kind of weird, but unique. Has like 5 different engine options. I will say I'm kind of surprised with the terrain in the new maps. The new maps definitely aren't as, I guess, aggressive. I guess you could say as like the Yukon and Kola Peninsula. But there's so much variation in terrain, and the trails are really fun. It's beautiful. And it's kind of a good relief in a way compared to having the first 2 phases have maps with terrain that is just ultra aggressive everywhere. This 3rd phase having a map that's a little bit more accessible while still being, technical and fun is, in my opinion, welcome compared to having it just be a slog and just super aggressive like a Mandra and stuff like that. I don't know how often I would use this, because honestly the weird electric engine it's interesting, but I love the sound of a real engine. The mod I'm using right now is the GGMS electric conversion kit. It has a modded Hummer that I'm driving right now, as well as, I think it's a modded Tega, and a modded Azov, and something else. But it converts it into a quote-unquote electric engine. So as you can hear right now, there's no real engine noise other than like the hiss, or like high-pitched squeal, I guess you could call it. But it only has these big-ass tire options. Like, it gives you the full range of tire options for the mud tires and whatnot, but they're only this size. That's all you get to pick. A 6x6 Hummer would be fun. It's the 6x6 conversions of a lot of mods seems to be a popular thing. Like with the Titan and the Ram, when we did have it, had a 6x6 conversion. The Tuz pack that we were talking about earlier, that has, you know, the 4x4 version, but also a 6x6 conversion. It's just a fun option. I'm pretty sure I'm using the Max engine on this right now, which makes it fun. It's definitely pretty good through the deep mud and whatnot. Man, these maps are beautiful. I'm just driving around with no real goal in mind other than just learning the lay of the land and testing out some different mods and whatnot here. Yeah, JC, I would love a Unimog. That'd be awesome. That would be a lot of fun. Everyone wants it too. Like, there's so many mods that just hit the right sweet spot between everyone that's requesting mods, and Unimog is definitely one of them. I want an H1 too, DeBoss. The H1 should definitely make its way back into this game in one way or another. If you guys follow Delta Gaming, I believe Delta Gaming is building a H1 mod for SnowRunner, among the other mods that he has been showing us in videos from his YouTube channel. Definitely go and check out Delta Gaming on YouTube. He has some fantastic mods that he is starting to release. He is just starting out over the last couple months since SnowRunner has been out. He was a console player that got on PC, and he's been teaching himself and learning how to create mods. And he has the quote-unquote Delta pickup that is supposed to be coming out on consoles. It was built specifically for consoles, and it is available on PC currently and has been submitted for approval. But as we have all found out so far, the approval process is completely by the developers, and they don't let us know ahead of time of when certain mods will come out. Just all we can go on is the fact that the creator has submitted it for approval, and it should hopefully make its way to consoles sooner rather than later. Because at this point, a lot of us in the groups have seen the videos of the Delta pickup, and it's become like one of the most requested mods to have come to consoles. And hopefully the developers have heard that, and they'll bring it to consoles. I'm hoping next week. That would be fantastic. But we'll see. Nothing's guaranteed. Everything's kind of in chaos mode, so I feel like the developers might slow down the release of new mods and hopefully be logical and focus on fixing the game. Because I know if you're in any of the Facebook groups, it is definitely aware. Everyone that has been using mods is definitely not happy with the latest restrictions that have been put on having mods in single player and co-op. But it is in effort to help stabilize the game, where there were a lot of reports of game crashes and whatnot, especially in the PTS server for Phase 3, so it makes sense for them to limit mods while they release the new content. So if there are any issues, it helps them pinpoint where the bugs are and hopefully fix them. But they have said that the restrictions are temporary, and they will end up quote-unquote loosening the restrictions in due time once they can stabilize the game and get everything working properly. As frustrating as it is for us as game players to then have what we had as the normal amount of mods that we were able to use now be restricted, but it is all an effort to stabilize the game and make it a better experience for us in the long run. But hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, because I, just like everyone else, was really enjoying the amount of mods that I was able to use at a certain time beforehand, and now it certainly is less. Like, I'm only using, I believe, 4 or 5 mods here in single player, where I used to be able to have, I don't know, 15 or 20 or 30 if I really wanted. that said, when I did have those all those mods active, it did have more game crashes, and in the last 2 days I honestly have not had any, so that is hopefully a good sign of things to come with them stabilizing the game and making sure that the game works properly while being able to allow us to have these console mods. Oh yeah, the Bandit is a good one. I haven't used that in the Wisconsin here, but I'm definitely going to. See, I'm looking at the comments while driving, and I'm driving right into a wall. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump out of this Hummer. I'll bring it back to the garage so you can see the options. So it has 5 engine options, and I was only using the medium engine. I wasn't even using the fully upgraded engine. It's got 2 gearboxes, only a couple suspension options, and I was saying the tires are only 43s, but you got all the other options. But I'll just see how this handles with the upgraded engine here. See if it's noticeable how much faster it is. Oh, alright, yeah. Yeah, it's faster. Yep, it's yeah, it's a little faster. Well, at the very least, this new electric conversion mod does make the H2 a much more enjoyable vehicle to use, because honestly, I myself almost never use the vanilla version of the Hummer H2. And just knowing that this option is available is fun. Oh, the stadium truck is awesome. I learned the hard way in my last stream that you shouldn't use, well, anything more than the original engine that it comes in is gonna just dig into the mud if you come to a stop, just because it has too much power. And actually in my stream, the mod creator commented and let me know about which engine you're supposed to use, and the fact that it is right in the first paragraph of his mod description for that truck, explaining that exactly what I was talking about and complaining about is expected to happen, because it has just a massive racing engine in it, for the reason of using it on basically a straight line racing, or on some of the mod maps that are designed as like a racetrack. But once I put the regular engine in it, oh my goodness, it is one of the best scouts that I've used so far, or most fun in my opinion. I really love it. But this max engine in this H2 is awesome. Turns this thing into a beast. Whoa. That escalated quickly. I was looking at the comments and definitely fucking rolled it. Alright, let's switch it up. I'll use that trial truck, the Titan trial truck. I really love this thing. It is so much fun. And it just looks fun. And it just reminds me of the videos that people share to the Facebook groups of these little trial truck videos. This whole giant swamped out area is fun. I really enjoyed this my first time through. Like, I just got home from work, it was late at night, just smoked a big bowl, and had a couple beers, and just explored these maps. Oh my goodness, I just fell in love immediately. Something about it. But yeah, you can just leave this thing in automatic and it crawls right through. I'm sure if I put the diff lock on, it might crawl a little bit quicker. Not much. Too much wheel spin. Interior is not too bad. It's not the most detailed interior. Zidon does note in his mod creation description that he doesn't really focus on interiors as much as he does the exteriors of his mods. I believe the last Raider, doesn't even have an interior model at all. But at least this one is somewhat detailed. You guys use interior view often, or you guys primarily play third person? I know myself, I always want to use interior view more, but I primarily will play in the exterior third person view. Something about these maps give me hardcore MudRunner vibes and nostalgia feel. Like, I don't know, the big soupy swamp areas kind of remind me of like the bog and the crossing and stuff like that from MudRunner. Oh, nice, Charles. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with interior view. Definitely adds to the immersion and simulation feeling of the game when you're playing. I'm really happy they ended up bringing the functioning mirrors. It was very disappointing on console when we didn't have functioning mirrors at all when the game first came out, but I'm really glad we got those now. Especially when you prefer, or if you want to drive in the interior view at all, it just makes everything so much better having those functioning side and reverse mirrors. I've not tried the twice twin steer. I hear great things about it. I turned it on and I checked it out for like 10 minutes one night, but I really haven't done any missions or anything with it. All I hear is great things about the twice twin steer. Hey, Jack Robertson. Hard mode, as far as I know, is not out yet. Unless it's an option when you start new game, because it will be something when it does come out that will be something you have to choose from when you begin a new gameplay. On a new game save slot, it'll probably prompt you to choose either between hard mode and a normal gameplay experience, where hard mode is just going to make everything cost money and I believe increase like damage and fuel consumption and stuff like that. You'll have to pay to auto load cargo, and you'll have to pay for gas, you'll have to pay to recover your vehicles, you'll have to pay money to take your vehicles out of the garage, you'll have to pay money, I believe, to transfer vehicles, or no, you won't have to pay to transfer vehicles between maps. You'll probably still be able to just put trucks in your storage like you normally would, but in this supposed hard mode that should be coming out, to just deploy a truck on a map, like if you go from one map to another with trucks in truck storage, just to go to a new map and then put a truck on the map, you'll have to potentially pay money just to deploy your trucks. Like, it's gonna be crazy when they add hard mode in. Yeah, the curtains were in this update. I was going to put them on one of my other trucks, but I ended up forgetting about it. But I love little touches like that. Like, I know some people kind of complain about, like, they're kind of silly features that aren't really asked for, but I don't know, nice little customizations that can continue to allow us to make each of these trucks that we use so often more unique to us, and just, I don't know, it's fun little touches. Sorry, I was hitting my pen there while trying to drive with one hand. Anyone ever try and do that if you're like taking a sip of a drink or something, but you don't want to stop playing, you're just using your right hand to hold down the gas, but then also try and steer? Yeah, this thing just crawls around. I can't wait to really start getting into logging and whatnot. Next time I do a stream, I'm probably gonna dedicate it to just doing logging. But I'm gonna go around and build some bridges later tonight and do all that. And then I'm gonna get into logging the next time I do a stream. Hey J-Dog, thanks for joining in the stream. I'll drop my gamer tag and on the chat here. One sec. I'm just gonna put my controller down. Whoa, sorry. That's what I get for using. I used my wrong hand, or my different hand, to try and move the camera there. Sorry for that wonky shit, but I'll drop in the comment section here my PS4 and my Xbox gamer tags. There we go. I just put those in the group chat there. Yeah, the views in this map are just awesome. They really are. But yeah, so if any of you guys want to add me on PlayStation or Xbox, feel free. I do primarily play on my PlayStation here, but I got the game on both systems. I've beat it on both systems. So if anyone ever wants to link up or something on Xbox, I'm always down. I don't get to play the game nearly as much as I used to, but I'll be on. Yeah, no problem at all. I'll accept that invite. See, looking at the comment section while driving, I almost drove straight to that pole. But yeah, feel free to add me, and I'll jump on my Xbox, and I'll accept that friend request later. Always happy to have more friends to play with on this game. It makes it nice just having a full friends list of people that all have the game, so that you turn it on and want to play some multiplayer, there's always someone online. You can just join into the session, or start a session and then invite them, or vice versa. Let's switch it up to a different mod. How about that? I'm gonna take out that stadium. Like, I was so happy to see this come to consoles. Such a beautiful little truck, and reminds me of, almost in a way, the Chevy Napco from MudRunner. Just a more aggressive version of it. But this is also a good example of how a mod creator just has to modify a vehicle enough to where it can look almost like a real-world vehicle, but be different enough to pass the approval process. But this thing absolutely moves. And I have the weakest engine in this right now. That's what I got in here, is the weakest engine. And it is a beast. It only has small tires, which is a little bit restrictive in a way for like situations like this, climbing over stuff. But it will get there. Like it's a capable off-road truck. I took it around for a couple hours last night just exploring both of these maps, and really, really grew to like this Scout mod. It sounds so good too. The engine just sounds fantastic. I want to take this to the mod map, the Super Stadium track that has like the racetrack and whatnot on it. Yeah, like it'll get there. Definitely has its limits, but it's a capable little Scout. Have no idea where I'm going right now. Hey, Damian McKinnon, thanks for joining in the stream. They have not brought the Dodge back yet. Apparently, Frog gave the model for the Dodge Ram that was removed. He gave that model to another modder from the TNB crew. That's Invalid Redneck, I believe, is the mod creator, and he has re-uploaded the Dodge Ram onto PlayStation, or not PlayStation, onto PC. So the Dodge Ram is available again on PC, and they have the same packs available for consoles, and it has been submitted for approval, and we're just going to have to wait to see if that then comes back in another week or two. I know everyone absolutely would love to have the Dodge Ram back. It was a very, very fun mod. And a very silly story with everything, with how it got deleted and everything, blah blah blah. Won't have to get into that right now, but long story short, it should be coming back from a different mod creator, and hopefully we'll have it again on consoles sooner rather than later. Just driving through this ditch right now. But this thing handles itself really well. Almost unrealistic how easy it's getting over all these boulders and everything, but it's a video game, so we let it slide. This truck, I will say, has some of the best suspension as far as taking jumps. It has like the smoothest landing when you take a jump. See if I can pull something off a little later here. The winch points, if you do roll it over, are a little bit suspect, where it makes it a little tough to get it back on all four sometimes, but the thing just eats mud. The mod creator that created this mod that I'm driving right now, he also made Fred's Buggy, if anyone had tried that silly little thing out. It's a terrible mod, and he knows he doesn't really... it's not supposed to really be on the level of like Frog's Buggy or Custom Crawler or anything like that. But this creator of the mod I'm driving right now does have a bunch of mods on PC. And when I asked him last night, he did say he does plan to bring more of his mods to console. So that should be exciting in the future. To have more mods on the same level of what I'm driving right now coming to consoles is very exciting. Check the comment section here real quick. Oh yeah, you want me to? I'll test out the best motor option. I'll do that. I'll do the strong motor. I don't know where there's like a good straightaway I'll be able to show it off, but I'll show it off. Hey Ghetto Pirate, thanks for joining the stream, buddy. Hope you're having a good Saturday, just hanging out. Playing some SnowRunner here. So yeah, I'm just been using the training block engine. That and the race block, this is the one that I believe comes default in it. Both of those work good, but even this one, the second engine, will dig into the ground. But yeah, I'll put the big block on it. I'll even put the race gearbox in it for you. But yeah, it only has 31s and 35s for tire options. I like these ones here, and then these ones are nice custom tires. I love the tread on that. But I'll leave the boggers on there. So yeah. So the most powerful engine, see it already is just basically wheel spinning right there. But tap it into a gear and it is savage. I'll try and do this straight away here. The new shifting into reverse is definitely ridiculous. I'm sure everyone's noticed that, how shifting, if you look at the gearbox, it takes like a second there, but then it's like instantly into low and into high. But reverse takes like just twice as long, which is weird. I don't know about that, but yeah, see? Just digs into the ground in automatic. But yeah, let's see if I can keep this in a straight line. Phew. Can't even turn it once it gets going that fast. But yeah, even just feathering the throttle. Oh, see, yeah, can't even steer it once it gets going that fast. It's so silly. But if you get this lined up on a nice straight track, like on the mod map, the Super Stadium Truck mod map, and do like a legit drag race, or on what's that map, White Valley in Alaska. Line a couple of these up with a buddy. In co-op and do some drag racing. There we go. Actually was able to get it. But it's one of those things, like if you get it moving, you can have fun, but as soon as you get kind of flipped over, it's hard to get it going again because of just the extreme amount of power that there is. See if I can get it going. It's full on Jeremy Clarkson mode. More power! Oof. I will say this mod, compared to a lot of other mods with a short wheelbase, actually handles better. I mean, the extreme speed is what's causing me to lose control. But a lot of other short wheel-based console mods seem to have an issue where the back end will just come flying out around the front of the truck, which is very, very hard to control. Mods like the iX5 and stuff like that. Just gonna cover that. I'll try and do one more speed test here, and then I'll try out another mod. I'll jump in one of those Tuz there. Oh shit. Oh shit. I mean, it's fun. Just it's hard to control. Alright, let's jump in the Power Wagon, huh? Absolutely loving these mods. I never thought I'd want a Tuz 166 mod. Like, granted, this is a slightly modified version in a lot of ways. But when I saw this mod pack, I was like, oh wow, that's weird, but I like it. Yeah, I actually was able to control that one a little bit more than last time. Hey Justin, thanks for joining in the stream. Banana bread at work, bro. Yeah, that thing drops some smoke too, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna just hit the bowl real quick here. Almost 420, y'all. But yeah, this Tuz pack gives you 3 different versions. You get the one I'm driving now, the 6x6 version that you see behind me, and the long wheelbase version, 4x4. And each of them kind of serve their own purpose. The other two, not this one, or maybe this one too, but they do even offer a high and low saddle, I believe, which is very fun. But I really like this short wheelbase version, 4x4 version. It is a very fun Scout. It kind of suffers some of the same issues with the too much power and getting wheel traction and whatnot. But this as a Scout, just something about having nothing on the back other than the wheel and supplies, the open frame design, I love this. I fell in love immediately, and as you can see, it offers some fun and unique color patterns and schemes. But just something about this, like, it just hits the sweet spot for me. And it is a beast through the muck and stuff, as long as you aren't spinning your wheels. Like, you guys saw how slow, if any of you were watching earlier, how slow the 8x8 trial truck that I brought through here was a lot slower than this. But, I mean, that can be from, like, how big and heavy it is, and this is lighter, power to weight ratios and everything. But this thing is absolutely walking through this swamp where I was straight up crawling earlier. And it something about it just looks awesome. Like, I love the look of the way the quadruple headlights with the snub nose hood and everything. Like, I don't know. It became an instant favorite for me. Even though I just kind of laughed at it when I first saw it drop in the mod browser. I'm like, oh, look at that, that's silly. But then when I actually used it, I'm like, actually, that's pretty awesome. Hey, Nate Wheeler, thanks for joining in the stream. Hope you're having a good Saturday. You guys remind me in 2 minutes. 2 minutes for me on the East Coast here, it'll be 4:20, so I can smoke a bowl. Yeah, actually that kind of does. I can see how you would think that'd be kind of like a Joker paint scheme. But yeah, the way that the color panels work, and there are so many different color options in the customization options, where you can see like everywhere that's black, and then everywhere that's green, and then everywhere that's purple, it has basically every different color for every different combination. So there's like almost 100 different color options, but it has every different variation of every different color combination, and you can really make this mod unique and something just like I said, more unique to you. It's just, I don't know, fun. Then it has like a bunch of different frame add-ons and everything, but something about this just stripped open frame base with some slim repairs just turns it into just an ultimate little scout that could still tow trailers, unlike some of the fun scouts that we have in the base game. Oh yeah, well, it's always 420, but when it's like actually 420, you just gotta take a hit out of respect. I'm watching the time run right underneath my comment section there, and I'll take a hit here in a minute because it's 4:19. And us stupid stoners, like our little traditions and anything that gives us a reason to smoke some weed, we'll take it. I'll pull up to the church and then smoke my bowl. How's that? Yeah, this little mod scout just absolutely crawls through everything. I'll smoke weed to that. God has no answers. That's kind of crazy that the developers would actually go that far. But I mean, they do that with some of the Russian maps and whatnot. Like, but that's kind of crazy that God has no answers. Oh wow. The answer is SnowRunner. Loving the adjustable low-range gearbox. That's a feature that was definitely missed from MudRunner days, is having the ability to select the range and the gear that you want, so you can just really dial in your speed and wheel spin when going through deep muck. Very happy to see that come back. One thing that, if any of you guys follow the data mining in the official Focus forums, the Maine data miner, NextEdge, has uncovered some code that seems they will finally bring back the ability to turn engines on and off for vehicles when you're winching. So you'll have the option to just shut an engine off for like the vehicle you're trying to tow behind you, or you can turn it on if your intention is to tow the vehicle and have it power itself. You'll have the ability to toggle that. Hopefully that'll be coming either with the second update that's going to be coming in about a month, or hopefully within a month for Phase 3, or that'll be a feature that comes with Phase 4. But that's, again, a feature that we had in MudRunner that everybody wants to have come back in SnowRunner, is the ability to toggle the engine of the vehicle that you're towing. Just it makes it so you can really control the experience instead of attaching your winch to a truck and then it automatically starts driving when you don't want it to, or so on and so forth. Yeah, I absolutely love this mod. I put the bigger tires on it recently, which make it a little silly. I liked it with the slightly smaller tires, but these larger tires just are fun at the same time too. Getting a little crazy there. I can't help it but go full speed sometimes, just full steam. Just gotta go full send. Because it is a video game and there really aren't any ramifications, especially when they don't have any restrictions with recovering your vehicles. Nailed it. No, shit, oh shit. Oh. There we go. I didn't think that was actually going to work out. Looked like it was going to roll all the way back over, but the engine turned on just in time for me to cut the wheels and ride that out. I'm not going to lie, that was one of the coolest recoveries I've had in a long time. I really enjoyed that. I didn't think I was going to roll through that and I was going to have to either recover this or jump to another vehicle or something. Check the comments here. Hey Kiwi D, thanks for joining in to the stream, bud. Ah, the Big Bob. Yeah, I tried that out the night it was released. I really enjoyed it, but I ended up having to turn it off to get the amount of mods I wanted to work in the stream working. I think I was able to get 4 or 5 mods going to work in this stream or something like that. Oh, blew out the suspension. Alright. These maps are so beautiful. It's fun. Apparently there are multiple Easter eggs on this map too, where I've seen in the groups people posting that they've seen, you know, there's a guy on a boat fishing. Even while you're driving around on the side of the road, there's been people posting pictures of what looks like either a hunter or a fisherman with either, they're walking with either a gun on their shoulder or a fishing pole or something like that, which is a nice little Easter egg. And also someone had posted they were somewhere looking up at a hillside and you could see like it was a Yeti or like Bigfoot like walking around on a hillside. I personally haven't seen any of those yet, but it's just cool to know that there are a few of those out there compared to some maps where they only have like one thing that's a little bit of an Easter egg that'll pop up. Then when you drive closer to it, it disappears. Ghetto Pride, I am on PS4. Yes, sir. I posted up higher in the comment chat, or a little bit ago in the chat, my PS4 tag. It is Kill Switch Vigil 7, one word. I'm really enjoying these maps, Kiwi. I really am. There's a lot of tasks and contracts to keep you busy, and all that aside, just the terrain itself, even though it isn't like aggressive terrain in the fact that it's deep, soupy mud and everywhere, kind of like the Kola Peninsula and the Yukon, but the terrain is just fun, and the views are awesome. everywhere you go, you just kind of want to stop and take a look around. It's a great addition to the game. Just continues to make this game even better than it already was. Because I mean, if you played the game at launch and like you know the amount of time it takes just to play through those first 3 regions and get the whole game beat, and now the fact that we already have the Kola Peninsula, the Yukon, and now Wisconsin, which have effectively almost doubled the size of the game, and then we're gonna get Phase 4 in a couple months on top of that, like, it is just baffling. Oh. Oh, go all the way. Go all the way. Let Mother Nature do the work for you. That is the problem with these large tires and the raised suspension. It is definitely prone to roll on, you know, steep inclines and whatnot. But you get lucky and you can roll it through, but your luck will run out sometimes. There we go. Just gotta let Mother Nature, let gravity work for you sometimes. Get some daylight in here. It's one of the reasons I want to do co-op streams, but with streaming, you know, you're trying to get people to watch and enjoy what you're watching, and unfortunately in co-op you can't change time, and that having a dark screen for like 20 minutes straight is not exactly the most fun thing to watch. So playing in single player allows me to change the daytime and allow you guys to actually see and enjoy the game and what's going on. The suspension on this is either like the base suspension that comes with the truck by default is very soft and bouncy, but then the suspension that I have right now is more stiff and rigid, so it just makes it bounce around. Oh yes, I got that game request, or friend request there, Ghetto Pride. I will accept that after the stream here. If I was to open up the menu to accept it, it would, I believe, black out the stream for a moment. So I'll hold off on that for now, but I will accept that shortly. Just throwing it in high gear and this thing is just bouncing around. Whoa. Oh, shit. Alright, I'll swap it out. I'll try out one of the other ones. I'll do the long wheelbase version of it. This of the 3 is my least favorite. I like the short wheelbase version or that 6x6 version behind me. But that said, I would still use this as a dedicated utility truck, having the fuel tank on the back here and the repair supplies, and then hook this up to like a maintenance trailer. This is an awesome little rig that can just be a dedicated little maintenance rig that you pull around the map. Just a different option, you know? Got a little hectic there. I've rolled it probably 10 or 15 times in the last 5 minutes. But going full send it mode, can't help it. It is unique. It's fun. It's a different option. But with how weird this thing looks, it's one of the things that almost kind of turned me off to downloading this mod pack initially. But I'm glad I ended up downloading it because it is fun. The long wheelbase is just so awkward on this thing, but I mean it's a capable rig, but it just makes it so strange. Man, I had it right there and I backed off the gas and it rolled back. Trying to do this without using the winch, because I just want it to be able to just know that it can do this on its own. Oof, I don't know about this one, that's steep. It doesn't have very large tires on it. Alright, little winch never hurt nobody. I hate that they actually have tiny objects around the map. Ugh. Tiny objects around the map that you can winch to that just make no sense. Like the little sticks on the ground that you can winch to and it does nothing and it just breaks. It's like, why is that even an option? But oh well. This is the one I wanted to use anyway. This thing is fun. Like, I like this almost as much as the other version. Just something about it. It's just a fun, unique, different vehicle to use. You can use it as just an aggressive little scout, or you could you know, use it, it has a single frame add-on, or a single slot frame add-on for, you know, some cargo, and it has a trailer hitch so you can hook up any trailer to the back of it. And it even has a high and low saddle options, so you could just use this as a very small but capable little mover. Yeah, and Mandra has a lot of those crappy trees. Like, I get it in theory, like having it so it, yeah, it's at least something, but if it's just gonna break as soon as you attach to it, like what is the point? You should just simply eliminate all of that, because the last thing you want is to go through and have 5 or 10 small objects break when you're trying to flip yourself back over to then connect to the tree that you actually wanted to connect to in the first place. It just doesn't make sense. Even on some of the smaller vehicles, the smaller scouts, it still is so weak that it breaks even when you connect it with those. So what is the point at all? Yeah, this isn't the fastest rig, but it's fun, and it just goes anywhere. I think I'm running the base engine. I don't have upgraded engine or anything like that. I'm currently running solo. They're dead inside. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm open to doing like a co-op stream in the future. Just right now, I'm just running around solo, exploring the map here in Wisconsin. But if you want to add me, I'm on PlayStation 4 currently. Up earlier in the chat, I posted my PS4 and my Xbox tags. So if anyone wants to add me, feel free. Ghetto Pirate, you were asking earlier, how do you get your YouTube videos to save to your channel? Like to upload videos from my PlayStation 4 to my YouTube? Is that what you're asking? Or are you saying saving YouTube videos from my channel? If you meant uploading videos from my PlayStation 4 to my YouTube, I had a YouTube account, and then under the system settings to link to other services on your PlayStation 4, you can connect it to your YouTube or Twitter or Twitch, and then upload videos from there, and it allows you to stream like I'm doing right now, or you can edit videos and then upload them from your PlayStation 4 directly to YouTube like I also do on my channel. Primarily, that's what I usually do or have been doing on my YouTube channel, is just recording raw gameplay and then uploading videos of different segments or delivery missions or just driving vehicles around and testing stuff out. I just will record up to 15 minutes of video, because you can do that with the PlayStation 4. It'll just, you hit the share button and then you have the option to save video. It records up to the last 15 minutes of gameplay, depending on the last time you recorded a video. And then I can just have that 15 minutes of video that I can upload, or I can edit it down and then cut it together in Share Factory and do stuff like that. And then ultimately I'm then able to just upload it from my PlayStation 4 directly to my YouTube. Oh, I was looking at the chat driving at full speed. That's a bad idea. Alright, I've been driving around on this first map for a while, so I'm going to recover. Oh, just got a friend request. I'll accept that after the stream, if that's someone in the stream here. I'm just going to recover a few vehicles here, and then I'm going to jump over to the other map. So you guys can check out the other map with me. I'll drive the Hummer around for a little while over there. Check that out. Probably definitely use this again. I absolutely love this Power Wagon. Ah, he has a couple more that are more like real-world vehicles that are really fun. It'll be so good when those come out on console. Yeah, we'll jump over to Greenwoods River. Sorry for the lack of entertainment, but sometimes you gotta move to a different map or do things like that with this game. We all know, if you guys are watching, you played the game. Nothing is quick, unfortunately, with SnowRunner. It is kind of weird. It's the slowest paced game that I've ever played, but it's one of the most fun games I've ever played for me, personally. Yeah, we'll put the regular engine back in this. And the lag inside the truck customization here in the garage is a little bit frustrating. Not a big fan of that. Yeah, this map is just as fun as the first map. So much to do. The terrain is a little bit more tight and, I don't know, interesting. It's not quite as easy to just go straight across the map. But I'll cruise around, maybe grab a couple of these upgrades that I haven't got so far, so when I start using those new DLC trucks, I'll have something to do. But let's just continue driving around and exploring. I'm really looking forward to using this new international twin steer. It's not quite as big as the Western Star twin steer, but it's fun. Seems like a real capable rig. I like that it has that custom crane. That's fun. I gotta start going around and building the bridges and stuff, because when I was driving around this map last night and the other one, I just kept running into areas where the bridges aren't built, and a few of these bridges that have to be built are across like big rivers and like ravines. So there's no way to get across unless you build it. Oh, I'm gonna come back down this hill and hit that so you guys can see the suspension on this. I don't know if you could really tell. Like, it just throws so much smoke that it's a little bit hard to tell sometimes, but watch how this handles it going over these little jumps. It lands smooth. It doesn't like land and then like kind of bounce around. It's just like the body just floats through it. This thing is fun on these trails because they're just wide open trails and you can just maintain a high top speed while you're going around. It's not really something that we have on any of the other maps. Yeah, this little Scout handles itself well. It has so much power that it just crushes through everything. Oh shit. And then I roll it like a rookie. Catch up with the chat here. I love the fact you can take the hood off. Big fan of that. Nice. Yeah, I got that friend request. Dead Inside. I'll accept that after the stream. Oh, that's a good IPA. Oh, that's a good IPA. Yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. I'm just hanging out, relaxing, enjoying these new maps. I really can't get enough of it. I can, like I'm doing here on this stream, just sit here for hours, just relaxing, enjoying the game, not doing any missions or anything. Like, that's what I truly love about these games and why I'm into it so much and so active in the groups. If you guys know me from the groups, like, it's purely for the love and enjoyment of this game, where it's just a massive open world sandbox where you can just cruise around and just, if you want to look at something that looks cool and be like, hey, I want to drive there, you can do it. You want to just drive around and see how a vehicle handles the terrain, or check out different areas with your buddies, just drive around and have fun, like, you can do it. That's all this game is. Like, the delivery features and like going through the game and delivering all the cargo and everything, that's all fun and good, but like, the essence of the game is just the open world free roaming. Like, that's truly what this game thrives on. And what it's built upon is just having this open world exploration with insane terrain and environments that you have to navigate and try and not crash your vehicle on. Like, that's truly what this is about. Delivering cargo and everything is fun, but the open world free roaming aspects of it is like really what is the heart and soul of these games. At least in my opinion. I had always wanted a game like this to come out back in the PS4 days, and we had some back in the day that somewhat delivered on this experience, but nothing quite in the way that MudRunner and SnowRunner have been able to, at least for the consoles. I know it all started with spin tires on PC and then became MudRunner, and now we have SnowRunner, but we never really had anything that delivered this type of experience back in the day. Like, there were games like Test Drive Off-Road Wide Open or 4x4 Evo or so on and so forth. There were a lot of great off-roading games before this, but oh my god, nothing delivers the way that this does. Now having all the vehicle customization on top of the top-notch terrain physics and deformation that we get with the different types of terrain we get to interact with, and as soon as they're able to, like in the future games that come out, like build in dynamic weather where it's actually raining or snowing and it will affect the terrain around you. Like, if you just look at the progression of the series, they're definitely moving towards stuff like that, and people ask for it in the groups all the time, and it would be a welcome feature. Just, they're kind of limited by the times and what they're able to do right now, but in the future, when they build one of these games from the ground up on the next gen consoles and really take advantage of what they can actually get away with and not have the game just crash because there's too much going on, like, that'll just completely open this up to an even further level than it already has been. Like, this is already leaps and bounds above almost any other game that is remotely close to trying to deliver an experience like this. Like, there's some other games that are almost on this level, but nothing doing it like this. That looks like a big crevasse. Can't get through there. Oh yeah, I haven't tried the Bobek. I want to try that new Azov. It's like a 4x4, but it has the articulated steering, kind of like the Azov 420. It's like a four-wheel version of the 420 or something like that. Oh yeah, so eventually, yeah, so there's this train section here. We have to repair the train tracks and then drag the train all the way back here, and then once you finish the contract and load those trailers there with wood, it activates the train and it drives away to then go deliver it to another location or something like that. Come on. Yeah, I want to say the train is all the way down here. And these are like the sections of the train tracks that we have to rebuild as tasks and contracts to then allow the train to go back into service, essentially. It's another piece that you have to fix. Yeah, I really hope we get more mods that look like this. Yeah, if I remember right from the other time I was playing, beyond these trees down here is where the actual train car engine is located. And you can't pull it with this, like a small Scout. You'll have to use a larger, more capable truck. Oh, yeah, there it is. Just as I'm running out of fuel. Yeah, the train engine. So you end up dragging this all the way back to those the train cars that we saw back at the train station back there. But this is essentially the extreme cargo of Phase 3. Like this in the logging, of course, but this is the like that super giant oil barrel or oil refinery part that we had in Phase 2. Or this is essentially like the same thing as the plane part pieces from Phase 1. This one we got a big old train, and then you drag it back down there, and after you rebuild and repair the railway stations, you then activate it and it'll drive off on its own apparently. But you just winch to it and you pull it all the way back to where it was down there, but I'm not going to be able to do that with this car because I have run out of fuel. So let's grab another one. What should I use? What should I use? Go with the Power Wagon, or let's go with the hybrid again. The Hybrid H2, the GGMS Hybrid Scout. It turns it into an electric conversion mod, which is weird, but it's fun. It makes no noise. It's got blue headlights. So weird that it's silent. It's almost creepy that it's so quiet. Like it's just awkwardly quiet. But I mean, it's a capable Scout. Like it's awesome to have an upgraded, modded version of the H2, which I almost never use. But this is just kind of weird. But it's the kind of weird that I like. And it's also kind of weird and shocking that we actually got this, because apparently for console mods, there are more restrictions, so we shouldn't have necessarily got an Hummer mod, technically. Like, by what the restrictions and the standards that have been put in place and communicated to us by the developers and the publishers, technically they have said that any Hummer in the game shouldn't be able to be modded, but here we are with this modded version of a Hummer H2. So it makes it tough to really actually take the developers at their word for everything that they're doing, because they allow stuff like this. And even with everything like that we've gotten with the Titan or the Watcher Z60 or the Last Raider, which is clearly a Land Rover, or even the Dodge Ram that got taken down, like the fact that any of those actually got onto consoles is fairly surprising, after the developers had told us the restrictions would actually be as restrictive as they are. But long story short, we're actually getting more of the mods that they were telling us that we weren't going to be able to get due to those restrictions. What just happened there? That was definitely a little glitch. But yeah, these blue headlights are definitely cool. I'm a big fan of that. This is Dead Inside. This is the GGMS mod pack. It's an electric conversion kit, so it makes the engine into an electric engine, and you get these blue headlights, I guess. There are multiple options where you have this GGMS Hybrid Scout, and I believe there's one for every other mod class or vehicle class. Where, let's go through here. So there's the GGMS Tega. So that thing is actually real sweet. I used that in solo the other night. So the GGMS Tega is an electric converted Tega. Then they also have the large 10-wheel, the 10-wheel Azov. They have an electric conversion kit of that Azov, which is really, really impressive. Like it actually handles itself really well. And this is the one I was just driving, the Hybrid Scout. And I think it's actually just those three, if I remember correctly now from the description on the mod pack. But yeah, like this, I'll use this one real quick. The electric converted, give it the max engine. The 10-wheel Azov is just silly. But now that we actually have larger suspension and then good tires and whatnot, and the more powerful engine, it makes it actually something that we can use. Yeah, screw it. Let's give it the Tega tires. Those are silly. They give it an autonomous winch. I love that. Oh, sweet. We can do the logging crane on this. That's sweet. I'll probably end up using this a lot more. And then we get the 3-slot bed on it. That is something that should have been in the game at launch. A 3-slot bed is something we have definitely been wanting for some of the vehicles that have a long enough frame that can support it. God, I love that. I'm loving the new van body paint, having service on the side. Added a lot more detail to the van body instead of just being a weird green box. Oh, even a longer expanded fuel tank? That's sweet. But yeah, this thing. Now, that's something that we should have had also in the very beginning, is the ability to put roof rack on the top. Not a lot of options for colors. That's a little disappointing, but oh well. But yeah, this thing is aggressive. But it's weird and quiet. It's a lot faster than the regular version, to the point that it makes it a little bit hard to control. But it's just something weird where the electric engines, even though you're getting this boost in performance and everything like that, where it makes it hard to enjoy because the quiet engine is just strange, and it takes some of the fun out of it, where I don't know, I'm sure you all are kind of like me, where you want to hear that engine noise when you're revving the engine. It's part of the immersion factor and the enjoyment of the game. But this thing is fast for the Azov. If you guys have used any of the Azovs from the base game, like, you don't get anything remotely close to this fast. Alright, have a good day, Ghetto Pirate. Thanks for joining the stream, dude. Appreciate you hanging out for a while. Thank you to everyone that's hanging out in the stream. I appreciate you guys hanging out, checking out my stream, and sharing the love of SnowRunner. Just checking out these different mods and whatnot. And exploring Wisconsin. Absolutely loving these new maps. There's so many different trails and nooks and crannies of all the maps. Like, they're just really fun to just get lost in. Like, I'm just going around with no objective in mind at all, other than just learning the lay of the land and seeing what the maps have to offer. So far, I have not been disappointed at all. Legitimately, last night I think I spent 2 hours doing the same thing, just driving around, having fun, trying out different mods that have recently come out, and just learning, like I said, the lay of the maps and kind of like where things are, or like, alright, I can cross over here, I can't cross over there, or so on and so forth, activate all the tasks and everything. I haven't quite got all the upgrades, but I got the trucks and everything, and just getting set up, so when I do want to start really attacking and completing all the contracts and stuff like that, I'll be able to do it. This looks like I can go across, so I'm going to try. Should be able to, no problem. What do you guys think of the no engine noise while watching this? Is it silly? Hey JC, this is the same as that first Hummer H2 that I was using. It's the electric conversion kit. It has 3 mods in it. It has this electric converted Azov 72310, and then it electric converted Tega, and electric converted Hummer H2. They have really good fully upgraded engines that make them a lot faster than their base game versions. The only kind of real downside, I guess you could say, is the fact that it is silent while driving, which is kind of weird. I appreciate the kind words, Kiwi. Just trying to share the love of SnowRunner. I mean, I absolutely love these games, and I've never had a game in the past where I've been motivated just myself to want to record the video I've been playing, and then post it to YouTube just for that fact, and then even just doing what I'm doing right now, streaming. Like, I absolutely never predicted that I would actually stream ever. I never thought that would be something that I would do, but the fact that I've been putting out the content of the videos that I've done so far, like over 500 clips or so from like MudRunner and since SnowRunner have come out, that it just kind of made sense to kind of dip my toes into doing this streaming stuff, which is definitely a little out of my comfort zone. I'm a little bit more of an introvert, and I don't really talk too much, but when you get me on a subject that I really like SnowRunner here, like I got a lot to talk about. And if you guys know me from the groups at all and how much I post in the groups doing my breakdowns for like the patch updates or the console mod updates and so on and so forth, like it's just a natural passion of really enjoying these games and wanting to see the game itself succeed and doing anything I can to help with that, because they are such in-depth and technical games where like there are so many different variations of issues where you could have so many X, Y, and Z variables that could lead to an issue happening, and there are easy fixes, but if you haven't played the game before or are still new to it, like it can be overwhelming and hard to figure out. And that's why the Facebook groups and the communities are so useful for for sharing that knowledge and helping each other get through those situations, because unfortunately the developers themselves don't really have very good communication other than what is in the game itself. Like, they do really well with letting us know when content is coming, and they do have good breakdowns and stuff in their forums, but it is kind of information you have to seek out for yourself. That looks like a jump. But like I was saying, that's why the Facebook groups and stuff are so good and useful for allowing everyone to understand some of those things that are kind of harder to understand, to get the most out of these games, because they really deserve to be something that people are able to enjoy to the fullest. Yeah, it is weird, the fact that this thing is silent. It's the one thing that turns me off to this mod pack, is the fact that it is silent. That is strange. But I like it for the fact that it is different. I'll give it that. But it is weird. No, dude, come on. Alright, that can be done better. But it can't be done in this. I need to drive something else out here. That was disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have like high hopes, because I could tell the angle was kind of strange for that little jump, but this thing was not able to really deliver on what looked like it could be a fun little jump. So I'm gonna leave this here so I know how to get back. And there is an upgrade. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry guys, I've accidentally traveled back to the other garage. Son of a biscuit. Well, that'll give me a chance to smoke my bowl. Because I'm going to have to transfer back to the other map. So unfortunately, I'm sorry I'm making you guys sit through 2 loading screens. But I want to go back and have a rebate on that jump immediately. It has to be done. Hey, RacerX2425, thanks for joining in the stream. Sorry, I'm just seeing the chat that you joined in there. I'm gonna go out in the Power Wagon this time. I love this thing. I'll go through the colors real quick since I'm in the garage so you guys can kind of see. Yes, yeah, hitting square accidentally, because I found out that you can jump to the garage from the global map menu. I was like, okay, that's sweet. Like, you can just jump to the garage by hitting square when you're highlighted on the map that you want. But when you open up the global map menu quickly, and then you accidentally tap square on the wrong map, and it should have a confirm option so that it allows you to then select whether you actually want to travel to that map or not, because you just get into the situation that I just did right now, where I traveled to the wrong map accidentally. So sorry again, guys, but here we are back on the right map, and I'm just going through showing you all the different color selections on. Like, they have the kind of like 3 specific color panel areas, but they have so many different options to really just find a cool, unique color style that really suits you, or the color options that you'd like to have. Like, whether it's a, all solid color panel, or they have like full-on combo for almost every color palette, whether it's something, red or green or blue or black or white. But this one, I'm partial to the bright green and black, and that splash of purple, I don't know, it just, it's something I really enjoy. As someone mentioned in the chat earlier, it almost reminds you of like the Joker. I love it. Yeah, well, I hate when you change maps and it automatically starts tracking one of the most recent contracts. I don't like having that on the screen. It's so annoying. But yeah, I'm going to take this Power Wagon around here for a while. See how far I can go without rolling it. It's such a fun little scout mod. I keep finding myself going back to the same area that I'm going right now, like going across these train tracks when you get out of the garage, and then going up into this kind of wooded section. Like, there's something about these trails through here that I really enjoy. It's just I don't know, a fun section. And this thing is so much faster through here than the CCM that I was using earlier. It's one of the things that drew me to this mod when I started using it. Like, it's fast, but it gets out of control, kind of because of how bouncy it is that you're seeing me, bouncing around right now. But at speed, it's more controllable than a lot of other mods, and that goes a long way for making it an enjoyable experience. And like, if you were watching earlier at all, I can't help but go full send and just hold down the throttle and just see what happens. And this mod is great for that, but it's also not at the same time, especially with large tires that I'm using, and the way that the suspension is so stiff and bouncy, but makes it into a crazy wild Bronco that you're trying to ride. Just hold on and see if you can keep it on all fours. My buddies always make fun of me in co-op because I'm kind of the guy that's always rolled over because he was going too fast and did something stupid. That's one of the best things about this. It's a game, so you can do silly stuff like that. What just happened there? Yeah, yeah, right? Yeah, okay. Like nothing happened. Nothing happened. So easy to blow out the suspension on this thing. But look at that. Look at the engine. 9,000 points. So you'll never blow out the engine, but you'll blow out the suspension. Like, why would they not make that a little more even? That is so silly. Looks like you can cross right here. God, these maps are beautiful. I really am enjoying Wisconsin. Like, everywhere you go is just fun. Like, this almost feels like what Michigan should have felt like. But ultimately, when you really look at the game as a whole, like, Michigan really is, it's a training area for you to learn the game, learn the ins and outs of the mechanics, and not get overwhelmed by the aggressive terrain. Because, like, if you were just buying the game and this was the first type of map that you were introduced to, like, granted, it is absolutely fun and would make people enjoy it, but it is aggressive enough where it could turn new players off that aren't able to really figure out how to play the game before trying to play the game on terrain like this. Yeah, there goes the suspension again. Granted, I'm driving like a maniac, but if the mod creator is going to have an engine that has 9,000 repair points, but a suspension that has 140, like, if you're going to go OP, you might as well go fully OP. But at least with these giant tires, the vehicle almost drives the same with the suspension completely non-existent right now. That's kind of a thing where it's already so stiff and bouncy as it is that the broken suspension basically handles the same, which is not really a good thing if you really think about it. That's not really how it should work, but still makes it so you can drive this thing with not much of an issue as soon as the suspension is blown out. God, even with the blown out suspension, like, I'm actually really surprised at how well this thing is getting around. Like, normally blowing out the suspension, like, I know you're usually able to drive a vehicle pretty well, but this thing is actually, like, just not really having any issue at all going around with a quote-unquote blown out suspension. I highly suggest it. This is part of the Ted's was it Team Ted's tremendous trio of, or no, trio of tremendous Tuz themed trucks or whatever the hell it's called. It's a silly name for a mod pack, but they're actually very, very useful and fun mods. Would you guys be interested in me in jumping on a different map, or want me to just still drive around Wisconsin? Like, I could jump onto the Yukon or something, drive around there for a little while, or maybe start trying to do some bridges or something around here, because I do have to build some bridges. Yeah, the lag in the garage is so silly. Let's go with the, I haven't used this thing in an aggressive setup before, so we'll see what happens. Go full yeet. Why not? It has these monster suspension options, but the tire selection doesn't really lend itself to that. Where the largest tires are kind of what I had on it. I think the largest tires are 50s, which is kind of silly, but yeah, I would love to see another modded version of that Hummer that actually had engine sound instead of being a quote-unquote electric conversion. That's a little silly, but the performance is great. Like, I haven't had that much fun in a Hummer H2 in this game until I was using that modded version of it. Alright, let's try 50s with a different suspension. Do the raised suspension. Stronger engine, larger tires, and a longer suspension. So this thing should actually be a lot more capable than it was earlier. It's definitely a lot faster. You can already tell that. That's why I would like this long wheelbase version of this. You can also put a high or low saddle on it. So if you throw a trailer on the back of this, like, this actually turns this mod into a capable mover, and it's so much different than using like a traditional oversized truck, or a more full-size truck I should say, instead of using this small almost Scout. But like, you throw a high or low saddle on it and it can handle the terrain and pull some cargo. Like, you could even put the 8-slot trailer behind this and it would actually be able to handle it, which is weird for a vehicle this small, but it could do it. Oh yeah, we can have some fun in co-op, Kiwi. We can do that in the future. But yeah, this with the upgraded engine and the larger tires and suspension makes it into a monster. Good God. It's not getting slowed down at all by this. I just wish it had more suspension points, because like, if like I already almost completely blew it out, but if we look at the points for repairing, the engine has 9,500 points, but the suspension is 140. So like, if you're gonna have an OP vehicle with overpowered repair points and so on and so forth, you got 600 for the gearbox, 9,000 for the engine, but 140 for the suspension. Like, what is that? Yeah, we could do that. I'd be down dead inside. I mean, I've been running this stream for about 2 hours now, so I mean, I could shut this down and I could join up with you guys or something like that. I'd be open to doing that or something. I mean, I've just been driving around, just messing about. So if you guys wanted to link up in co-op, I might be able to launch a stream myself again, or I don't know how that works in co-op, but I could just shut this stream down maybe and then join up with you guys if you want. I'm game for anything. I just know that I hadn't used this with the OP engine. This is insane. It is so fast. There goes the suspension. Yeah, I mean, if you set up a co-op session, I don't know how mods are going to work, unfortunately, but if you set up a session, I can just join in with you. I'll shut this stream down, and I can join up with you if you want, something like that, because my girlfriend's away at a party right now, so I got another hour or two that I can be on, so if you start up a session and send me an invite or something like that, we can do that. Because, I mean, like I said, this stream's going on about 2 hours. I truly appreciate everyone that's been hanging out and watching the stream. So yeah, just let me know. I'll accept your friend request invites that you guys sent, and then just send me a friend or a party invite, and we'll get that going. Alright, yeah. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Dead inside and Kiwi. So I'll shut this stream down. We'll start up a party chat and figure that out. And we'll go from there. And again, I truly appreciate everyone that stopped by the stream and check it out. If you hit a like and subscribe on the stream and subscribe to my channel, it'd be appreciated. I put out a bunch of content. I'm starting to do the streaming stuff more. It's all for the love of SnowRunner. Hope these games do better and we get sequels more and more. But yeah, I'll join up with you, Kiwi, and Dead Inside. Charles, we're on PS4 currently, but I also play on Xbox. If you scroll up in the comments, I put my PS4 and my Xbox gamer tags in the chat, so feel free to add me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this stream down. I'm gonna join up with Dead Inside and Kiwi D, and we'll do some co-op, and I might launch up another stream. We'll see how that goes. Take care, everyone. Have a good Saturday. One love.